welcome to today's show. Today we are going to make eggplant parmesan with linguine. Water, get this water boiling. We're going to peel the eggplant and you just want to skim the knife under the skin here. Just skim it like that. Okay, so now we're finished. So we're just gonna set that down right there and we are going to add some linguine. I just really take like a handful of linguine. So now I'm gonna take my knife and I'm going to slice this. So we're gonna cut it like about this thick, right? Get this thickness to it, right? Not too thick, not too thin. Eggs. Now I'm not making a batter, I'm just breading it. So crack the egg, and we're gonna put the eggshells in our egg. And then this little baby egg here. Man, they need to give me a discount for this little baby egg, man. Okay, now here's where the ingredients come in. This is what you're using the ingredients for. And you're gonna sprinkle on, this is how I sprinkle it. I sprinkle it enough so it covers the top, right? I sprinkle it all across the top so the whole top is covered. I got enough, right? And I'm gonna do the same with the onion, right? Cover the top. And the sage, you don't have to, just a couple of dabs of sage. You don't have to go crazy with the sage, right? You don't have to cover the top with sage. Sage is like a little bit stronger, okay? So I'm going to, sage is a little bit strong. So I'm going to scramble this up. So what I'm going to do is just start putting these in, the eggplants in, just lay them in the egg. Now, I'm going to put enough, I'm using this bowl, and this bowl has, it's kind of deep. So I'm gonna put at least half the eggplant in there. It's a little bit more than half. And so the egg is going all through this eggplant, and I'm going to put breadcrumbs, my 4 seeds. This is where this comes in. I'm gonna put my breadcrumbs in here. And I'm gonna shake it across the bottom. Make sure the bottom's fully covered. Right? See? Not getting crazy because it's gonna wear down, and then you're gonna wind up adding more on the top anyway. So just put it there, and I'm gonna add just a little bit more of the adobo. I'm not gonna add a whole lot of other ingredients. I'm just gonna add some adobo in here, and I'm gonna add some pepper to the breadcrumbs. Not a lot of pepper. I don't need a whole lot of pepper. I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to get my pot ready. I'm gonna add enough oil. Again, we're not deep frying this. We're just adding enough oil to cover the bottom. And my eggplant has sat in my egg here, and it's ready. As you can see that it's soaked up. The eggplant soaked up the egg. So now you just take it out piece by piece. Put it in the, get your cover. I'll put 2 pieces in here, maybe 3. I don't want to put too much. I'm going to cover this up. Now I'm going to shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Look at that. Yay. Okay, put it in the pan. Look at that. Both sides covered. And shaking off the excess and laying it in the pan. Okay, now back to, and then you're just gonna do this until the pan is full. So we leave it in there. Follow the eggplant over. Now, if you need more oil, which you will, you're gonna need more oil as you go. So you just pour it in like on the side, but not a lot. Just pour a little, not a lot of time. You just want to brown it. Once it's brown, it's ready. Bake. You can start, make sure you preheat your oven to 350, right? So you just want to get a brown on that because it's gonna go in the oven and cook. You're gonna make sure you have a nice, clean cooking dish, right? It could be aluminum pan, a lasagna pan, or it could be, you know, Pyrex, whatever. Make sure you have a nice big one to use. And you're going to take your eggplant and you're going to place it on the bottom. Line it up on the bottom. We have it in the egg. Let's put this last bit in the breadcrumbs. Right, make sure it's all egged up. You know? All right. And I'm gonna add some more breadcrumbs. I'm gonna add some more breadcrumbs to make sure, just to make sure that we have enough for all of it. Just a little bit. We don't have to put as much because we still have some from the last time. A little bit of pepper. Right, mix this up a little bit. Okay. Put it in. Make sure the fire is on. Alright. You can do 3 at a time. I have 6 left. I'm gonna do 3 and 3. It on. And I'm letting my pasta sit because the eggplant has to cook. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour the water off. So if you are cooking, you don't let your pasta sit in. If your pasta is ready first, don't let your pasta sit in the water. Pull the water off because the water it's gonna coagulate and it's just gonna be like this yucky, this like paste like on the bottom, like around the pasta, which is yucky, and you don't want it to sit in that starch anymore. Okay, so my pot is ready. Now I'm gonna make sure all of my eggplant has plenty of both sides, completely breadcrumbs, right? Completely covered with breadcrumbs. Shake off the excess, place them in there. Now I'll put all three of these in there at one time. I'll separate them though. And all three in, separate them, and I'm going to cover with the top. Shake, 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 shake. But these don't have as much breadcrumbs as I want them to have. I like them to be like heavy breadcrumbs. So I'm gonna use my fork and add breadcrumbs on it. I'm gonna put it inside the breadcrumbs. You can pat it down inside the breadcrumb. See? And then we get the breadcrumbs. Make sure each piece is fully covered with breadcrumbs. Ta-da. Okay. So I'm gonna flip the second set over. It's ready, not only for the color, but it'll feel, again, it's got a little bit of firmness. It feels like a little bit of crunchy, right? When it gets there, you want to take it out. You don't want it to be too crunchy because then it's mushy. So take your marinara. I'm gonna take my marinara and I'm just going to pour it across the top of the eggplant. I'm not gonna like really like saturate it in marinara sauce. So this is what I'm gonna do here. See, it's just cover it like that. And this is already cooked, so I'm gonna put it in here. And basically, we're just really making the cheese melt. So in here, open, not covering it at all. If I cover it, the cheese will melt, but the eggplant will cook up more. It will overcook. So what we're gonna do with this linguine is we're gonna add this adobo. Right? We're gonna sprinkle the adobo over the top. We're gonna add pepper. A couple sprinkles of pepper over the top. The tip of the spoon full of garlic. That is it. Sprinkle some cilantro in there. And we are going to add that pumpkin extra virgin olive oil. Turn this fire on a little bit, and we're just gonna add maybe a spoonful, a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon. Turn that up. So look at that. You can see looking pretty good. To add Parmesan cheese. Put that around. So it looks like that. Let's check on the oh my goodness. So the cheese is melting, but you want to wait till cheese like it's melted, but you want to wait till the cheese kind of like bubbles. When you see like the bubbles coming up in the cheese, then you know it's done. Now, our eggplant parmesan is finished. So I'm going to take that out. Take this out. Wow. This is, so voila, here you go. Nice, see the bubbles in the cheese? That's how you know it's ready. Right? You see the sauce spread out some, so the eggplant is not like saturated with sauce, but it's got enough sauce on it. Now, if you want to make this the perfect dish, a full dinner, then you can go ahead and make some broccoli. Make some broccoli florets. Broccoli is filling. This is a pretty filling vegetable, so it goes well when you're making pasta, especially if you're making like a more dry pasta like I make. So when you make it, as you can see, I'm using frozen broccoli, right? Because when food is frozen, it stays longer, right? So we want it to be as fresh as possible. Cheesy. I'm gonna scoop the pasta out. I'm gonna put that right on top. Put it on the side, put it on top. Let the broccoli heat up. Add just a little broccoli. So I added, the only seasoning I added to the broccoli, like I said, butter and adobo. Those are the only two things I added to the broccoli. That's it. Let's give that a try. Perfect. That eggplant still, it's got some firmness, it's not mushy. The taste of the pasta with the seasons and the garlic is perfect with the eggplant. Nice texture. It's delicious. And don't forget to like, share, and smash that subscribe button.